If someone asked me today what business I would recommend for a beginner to start, my answer would probably be an online service business. Not because it's easy, no business is easy, but because it's one of the simplest and lowest risk ways to learn entrepreneurship. Think about the most traditional business. You need inventory, you need a shop, you need equipment, you need staff. You also need capital before you've even made your first sale. An online service business is different. In many cases, all you need is a laptop, an internet connection, a skill that nobody is willing to pay for. That skill could be marketing, it could be design, it could be bookkeeping, it could be even supply chain, it could be video editing, it could be almost anything. The reality is that if you're watching this video right now, you probably already have everything you need to start. You have access to the internet, you have access to free education to develop your skills, you have access to AI, and you have access to tools that entrepreneurs 20 years ago could only dream of. The technology is already here. The opportunity is already here. The biggest barrier isn't access anymore. The biggest barrier is now taking action. The second reason I like a service business is because the risk is very low. Let's say you start a retail business and import products. You could spend thousands or even millions before you even make your first sale. If you're wrong, you're stuck with the inventory. With a service business, the investment is usually your time. That's a much cheaper mistake to make. And trust me, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. We all do. There's no one in this world that doesn't make mistakes when they're starting a business. The question is whether you want to learn those lessons with a low risk business or an expensive one. The third reason is that service business teach you the fundamentals of business. You learn sales, which is super important, which I've started learning. You learn communication, you learn negotiation, you learn customer service, and you learn problem solving. You also learn how to deliver value to your customer. There are skills that apply to every business that you'll ever build. In fact, Proactive Chain started as a service business. It didn't even have millions to invest. I didn't have a warehouse. I didn't have inventory. I had experience, a laptop, and a willingness to solve a problem for clients that currently exist. And that's why I believe service business are one of the best starting points for new entrepreneurs. Not because they're easy, but because they're because they allow you to learn the fundamentals of business with less risk, less capital, and much lower entry barrier. If you're thinking about starting a business, don't spend the next 6 months looking for the perfect idea. Start with a skill. Find somebody who has a problem, help them solve it, and learn from them. Cheers.